Good morning, and welcome to Careers and Entrepreneurship in Agriculture, Equine Science. In our segment about livestock and judging, we will be discussing the anatomy and physiology of horses, specifically their conformation. I am going to show you a few slides with parts of a horse, and I would like you to write down what you think they are. While doing so, I don't want you to put down the common names such as leg or hip, but I want you to be as specific as you possibly can. In this first picture, we see something that we can all easily recognize, the horse's head. Now I would like to go over the parts of the head so we can all become familiarized with it. The head can basically be broken down into 8 different parts. We will begin at the top of the head and work our way down. The top of the head between the ears, just like in cattle, is known as the poll. Moving down the head, we come to a flat surface, which we can all logically label the forehead. Next, we come to the bridge of the nose. However, this area is referred to as the horse's face. The face goes across from one cheekbone over to the other. Moving down, we come to the softer portion of the head. We've reached this area referred to as the muzzle. In this portion of the head, it becomes slightly flared out, and it is meatier than the rest of the surface, filled with fat, muscle, and other soft tissues. Our next stop is the nostrils of the horse. Directly below the nostrils are the upper and lower lips, and a horse has full function of its lips. It can move them side to side or use them to grasp things. Next, we have the meatiest part of the head, the cheeks. And finally, we have the eyes. The next picture is of the forequarter of a horse. In this picture, there are 22 different parts that we will briefly discuss, from the neck to the back, then down to the ground. First, we have the crest of the neck. Then, the neck. Below that, where the head meets the neck, is the throat latch. Now, where the neck meets the back is a point called the withers. Directly behind the withers is the heart girth, and next is the back. Directly on the underside, where the belly is an area referred to as the abdomen. The area anterior to the abdomen is the barrel, which is the girth of the chest. Next, where the barrel meets the leg, is the elbow. Across from the elbow, we have the forearm, then down to the knee, and on the back side of the leg, we have the chestnut, which is a keratin covering. Then we have the cannon bone, next the fetlock joint, down to the ergo, and the pastern, which is directly above the coronet, which is referred to as the back side of the hoof. Moving back up the front side of the horse, we have the shoulder, then the point of the shoulder, and down to the meaty chest and arm. Now we'll move to the hindquarter of the horse. Some of these parts will be the same as they were on the front end. First, we have the latter part of the back, which is called the loin, just like in any other species of livestock. Next, we have the point of the hip, and then we have the meatier portion, which some would refer to as the hip, but it is actually called the croup. Then the lower portion of the leg is the buttock. Unlike us, a horse has a thigh that is on the side of the leg versus ours that is on the front side. Below the thigh is the back of the leg, which is the quarter. Then, if we move down the leg, we meet the hock, then the fetlock. Then if we move back up the leg, we meet the gaskin, which is like our shin bone, then up to the stifle, and finally the flank, which meets the abdomen. All of these parts make up the conformation of a horse, and how they are put together and how they flow with each other is how we judge a horse on its conformation. Well, that's all for this portion of the chapter. Tomorrow we will discuss the actual judgment of conformation and how a horse can be correctly built.
I don't know why sometimes we seem so apart, sewn together with a broken heart. I try to see you, but it's getting dark.